So I usually do a lot of sit down videos where I just sit here on the couch and talk and stuff like that, because usually Harrison is running around and playing. But I'm actually trying to do like a straight on, I'm going to talk about this, 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 and this. And for some reason, I just can't figure out what I'm going to talk about. So I'm going to do what I usually do and just talk about whatever, because that seems to work a lot more than it does me trying to figure something else out. So anyways, hello everybody. Thank you for joining me today. And I am going to pull the camera down a little bit more. There we go. Much better. It is a snowy Tuesday. I'm off work like normal. So I want to do a look back on my first year here at YouTube. Well, a look back video on my first year doing YouTube videos, because I'm not really at YouTube. I'm here at home on my couch. I've been doing YouTube for 1 full year. I did do a bunch of videos a couple of years back, but they were just funny videos of my dogs. Really didn't do anything much after that, but I decided about the middle of January 1 year ago to really focus on doing more videos and such, because I was in a really bad place mentally. I was having some really bad postpartum depression, and I wasn't very happy. I was just having a really hard time trying to figure out this whole mom thing, trying to figure out who I was, trying to figure out how to take care of Harrison, and you know, essentially just not sure what to do. But the one thing I did know is I enjoyed taking pictures of him, I enjoyed taking videos of him, and I sat there and I thought, why not just put it on YouTube, because then it'll always be there, and then my friends and family can go and watch all the random baby videos that I post. So that's what I decided to do. Decided to make it kind of like a YouTube family vlog type of thing, and then essentially the rest is history. No, I'm just kidding. But so I combined clips together of the day, you know, of things that he was doing, like the first time he rolled over, him doing tummy time, him, you know, just essentially being a baby. And then unfortunately, I had to go back to work right at the end of January from my maternity leave, and I had a very, very, very hard time with that, because I did not feel ready to go back to work and, you know, be away from Harrison. I had essentially the past 3 months been trying to figure out how to stop crying and stop hating myself, which did not stop anytime. But, you know, by that time, it took a very, very long time for that to stop. But, you know, it's like I had to go back to work and be a grown-up when I was still trying to figure out what the hell was going on. So I unfortunately had to suck it up and went back to work. And so that was, I guess you could say, the beginning of the worst time of my life, maybe. Anyways, I hated it because it just wasn't me anymore. I realized that during that time I was at work, I was not happy working full-time. Unfortunately though, I had to work full-time because I was the carrier of the health insurance and we needed the health insurance, so I had to go to work, especially because Harrison kept getting sick, and then eventually we found out about his cranial, and then he needed a helmet, and yeah, all that fun stuff. Oh, and guess what? I was also in therapy too, so I needed health insurance to go to therapy, which I'm still in therapy whenever I can get a chance to go, because mom life is hard. I went back to work, and then literally a week after I went back to work, Harrison got RSV, and that was very, very hard because he had just turned 3 months old. And we took him to the Instacare or urgent care, and they said that if he were a week younger, he would have automatically been admitted to the hospital. But is what they did is they gave us a prescription essentially to take him to the hospital, to the RSV clinic, to get him monitored by respiratory therapists. So we did that for the full week that he was sick, and I think it helped a lot. You know, he definitely could have been worse. We did have that one scare where I put an outlet monitor on him during the night because he was so congested and stuffed up that it actually went off saying that his oxygen went below 90%. So I don't know if it went below 90%. I don't know if the owlet was malfunctioning, because I've heard that they do that, but I do believe something wasn't right, because when I picked him up out of the pack and play, he didn't respond to anything. So regardless, that was a very, very scary week, and it's one that I don't want to deal with ever again. But I hope Harrison doesn't get as sick as he does, like he did last year. But he's 14 months old and it's bound to happen again, so I'm not looking forward to that. But anyways, he got better from the RSV, but he still had some residual sickness, and then, you know, unfortunately it just never went away. And it wasn't long after that we found out he had his cranio. And that one was a bit of a shocker, because, you know, here we are, brand new parents, trying to figure out this whole parent thing, and then come to find out, oh hey, guess what, your child was born with a birth defect, and the only way to fix it is surgery. And don't you love my my ironic tone of voice? So anyways, he had to have surgery for that. It was an experience that part of it I regret, part of it I don't regret, and then overall I'm glad we did it. The part that I regret is not doing my homework and researching surgeons. But you know, when you live in a state with only one children's hospital, and all pediatricians and all other hospitals refer pediatric patients to this one hospital, you're kind of like, well, this is the children's hospital, this is where things are going to be done, maybe this is how it is. So we went with the surgeon who saw us, and unfortunately things with his surgery didn't pan out as we had expected, because as you've probably seen in some of my other videos, his skull was still shaped like he still had, you know, sagittal craniosynostosis. So we went and got a second opinion from another surgeon who said, yeah, this is not right, this was done wrong, let's put him in a helmet to see if we can try to mold his head to look a little normal. So he just barely got out of his helmet last week, and we did see some improvement in his head. It still looks long, but it's definitely not as like narrow and long, it's definitely rounded out. So, you know, overall his head looks 10 times better than what it did. So unfortunately, you know, he's still under the watchful eye of his surgeon, because there is the risk that he might need another surgery, but we won't know for a while, a couple years down the road, next year, you know, whatever. Anyways, regardless, I'm taking it one day at a time. So that step is finally not necessarily pushed off to the side, but just kind of moved over a little bit. So after his surgery, things just started to feel a lot better for me, because that stress was done and gone. And then, you know, of course the helmet stress came up, but that's done and gone. Curtis ended up getting a new job. He had applied for a job in the field that he went to school in back in March. And then by the time that it took, well, they offered him the job like that day or the day later, and then started to get all the necessary information ready for him for that job. And by the time that all the paperwork got through and he got the actual start date, it had been March, April, May, June, July, August, September. So he didn't start until middle to the end of September. So 6 months. Took him 6 months to get his new job, but he's at his new job now. He's enjoying it, and you know, he's actually the holder of the insurance now. So I was able to quit my other job and go work part-time. The funny situation about that though is at my old job I was unable to work part-time, and I wanted to work part-time because I did not want to be a full-time working mom. I figure if we can make it part-time so that I still have enough money coming in to pay for groceries and pay for my side of the bills, then we'll be fine. But unfortunately I wasn't able to do that at my other job, so I ended up quitting, and the new job that I'm at is actually with is at a family business and they needed somebody part-time to come in. So I was able to take that position, and now I am feeling so much better with everything. I feel like I have more energy. I feel like I'm a little more, well, I definitely feel like I'm happier. Sometimes I say I'm only a little bit happier. Other times I say I'm a lot bit happier, because I guess I'm still a negative Nancy and trying to figure out exactly how I feel. I'm still in therapy, still working on myself that way, but overall I don't feel like a depressive gloom. There are times I do feel it, but I think that's more weather related, because it has been continuously cloudy for like the past week, 2 weeks. Regardless, it's been cloudy forever. That's the bad thing about Utah, is it's cloudy for like 3-4 months at a time, from like November to March. November, December, January, February, March. Yeah, so like 4 months. I had to count on my fingers. But so yeah, you know, like I'm definitely feeling better that wise, you know, depression wise. But the one thing I have noticed is my anxiety has gone up a lot. And I don't know if that has to do with just how I am, but I am on antidepressants, and I did have a new, well, I was put on a new medication last November to kind of help myself, because I ended up, I don't know if you haven't seen the video, go back and look at the video. I posted where I talk about my depression. It's called My Depression Story. Go take a look at that. I'll link it down below in the bio. But I talk about how in November, a couple days after Thanksgiving, I took myself to the emergency room on the word of my OB to see if they can help me get some medication that'll at least kind of help me out. Because the medication that I had been on, we bumped up my milligrams, and unfortunately it did not work the way it had been. And so they decided to, you know, send me to the emergency room to talk to somebody who could give me medication at that time that I could at least start while waiting to get in to see somebody to begin that entire process. So I did that, and eventually I was completely switched over from my original antidepressant to the one that I'm currently on now. And I have noticed since quitting my job that the depression has gone down a lot, but my anxiety has gone up a lot. And so I'm very anxious about a lot of things. I have a lot of scary thoughts about something happening to my family, and part of me is like, okay, this isn't normal, this isn't right, I shouldn't have to worry about this. But then the other part of me says, well, I'm not depressed. Yes, these thoughts are scary, but I'm able to tell myself it's not happening, it's not real, it's not gonna happen, even though, you know, I still think about it. But anyways, I'm able to at least kind of rationalize my way out of that. So based on that, I'm like, I don't know if I want to change up my meds or whatnot. I have been telling my I call it my my med doctor this stuff, so they are aware about it. But you know, I'm able to function, I'm able to, you know, do everything. So regardless, I'm just gonna keep at it, because I'd rather be happy than be sad again, or try a new medication, or even go off the one that I'm currently on right now, because it sucks. I don't like it. Anyways, so enough about that. Let's talk about, oh, and then Harrison did turn a year old back in October, so he's officially he's officially 14 months old now, and it's been crazy. He started walking this past year, crawling, you know, he started hitting all of his milestones right after his surgery. He had been behind for quite a while, apparently, and so now that he's past that stage, he's actually hitting all of his milestones. I actually think a lot of his hypertonia and quirks, quote unquote, were because of his cranial and the pressure on his brain. But he still has an MRA at the end of the month, so we'll see what that says. Anyways, just to kind of think back on my first year here, on my first year on YouTube. It's actually been quite fun. I enjoyed making all the videos that I did. I have no plans on stopping because I want these videos to be like a, it's my vlog, it's my blog, it's my, it's everything. It's got all sorts of videos of Harrison doing all sorts of stuff. It's got his crawling, it's got his walking, it's got his smiling, and just all that fun stuff. And I want to keep it because I want to be able to look back and rewatch these videos and go, aww, which I have been doing lately. I have like 126 viewers as of today, so thank you for subscribing to my channel. And for those active viewers, thank you so much for watching my videos. There are times I do get a little down on myself and kind of complain because, I wish I had a little bit more subscribers and I wish I had more people watching my videos, but I just keep telling myself that it's just for fun. It's primarily for me. Yes, I would love, 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 love to get more subscribers because then I can grow my channel more and see what other opportunities there are out there for me. But for now, it's just gonna be tons of baby videos, or I should say upcoming toddler videos. Just kidding. I hate how he's growing up so fast. Like, seriously, dude, stop growing so fast. He threw the biggest temper tantrum today at Costco. Oh my gosh. I was walking around and he's screaming and I'm like, hi everybody. Don't mind me and my screaming unhappy baby. Oh well, what can you do? So anyways, thank you so much for watching, everybody. I really appreciate it. I am going to go relax with my puppy dogs and edit this video and post it as soon as I can. So anyways, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I will see you guys next time. Bye.